So hi everybody and welcome to our May team webinar for the Spice Girls and Boys. Thank you for taking the time for dialing in this evening, and great to have you on board as well. As always, we'll be going through a little bit of recognition. I have a few bits and pieces to talk you through, just some information. And also as well, I have Malissa Roberts on with us all the way from Perth, Australia. Hi Melissa, I've unmuted you.
Hi everybody, how are you?
Thank you for joining us, Melissa.
You're very welcome. I'm honored to be here.
Excellent. Well, we'll be hearing from Melissa a little later on. So Melissa has got out of bed at an ungodly hour to join us. What time is it with you, Melissa?
It's 3:30 in the morning.
In the morning. I so appreciate you taking the time to do this. So fantastic. We look forward to, you'll have a few minutes just to kind of grab a coffee if you want and join us if you're feeling a little bit more awake. I'm very impressed you're even seeing this hour.
Cool,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, let's crack on then, guys. So we're starting off, as always, with our recognition. So we're looking at the month that's passed. So I want to say a fantastic well done, and she's on the call to Leslie, I'm on fire, Marius, because Leslie did a fantastic 1,393 PV in the month of April, and it was top of the pile of our consultants. Well done to you, Leslie. In second place and also earning her 28%, Rebecca Morgan. First time for this lady to her first full month in the business, which is excellent. She only joined in the month of March, so excellent. Well done, Rebecca. It's Rebecca's birthday weekend, so a belated birthday, happy birthday to you. In third place is Jane Chapman, who's also on the call. Hi, Jane. With 1,008 PV. Well done to you too. That's superb. Next we have Pam Balmer, also as well as Leslie, who are in Team McDermott, 857 PV, which is fantastic. And Catherine Bishop, all the way up on the Orkney Islands, 759 PV for Catherine as well. So delighted to see your names there in lights, girls. Sorry, I do stand corrected. Shetland, not Orkney. I mix the two up all the time. My apologies to you fabulous island ladies. My apologies. Okay, so well done to these top 5 consultants in the downline. We are seeing the figures are kind of going up month by month by month, which is great to see. My goal is to start seeing some consultants hitting the 2,000 PV mark and beyond as well. So I think it's just a question of ramping it up, and we're going to come on and talk about that in a little while. Okay, so that's all well and good about the consultants, but what about the leaders? We're always keen to see what the leaders are up to. Susan Nichols, top of the pile with 1,545, and that's with her going on holiday, so well done to you, Susan. Congratulations. Verona Peace with 1,368. That's fantastic. Good for you. Sarah Small with 1,168. Fantastic to see that, Sarah, as well. Pauline, 1,122. And Fiona Joseph, just mere 2 PV behind in 5th place. So superb to see. Again, guys, it's always good to know that your leaders are out there and they're pushing it forward as well. You know, I didn't even make the top 5 myself, even though I hit my 1,000 PV. So well done to you guys, and start pushing it forward as well. And it's always worth bearing in mind, keeping an eye on your PV. If you don't know how to do that, if you don't know how to check your PV, if you go look at your reports and check consultants only, you will see on the top line your name, and if you go across to the left, the first column you will see is your total PV for the month. Always bear that in mind. Keep an eye on that, because you want to make sure that you're not sitting there. I do, towards the end of the month, try and make sure that I'm seeing everybody and their PV and checking and seeing that is there anybody that's close to the 1,000. So definitely worth you guys keeping a check on that as well, because you're all responsible for your own figures on that one. Okay, moving on then. April, new people introduced to the team. A fantastic month for Angela Volpe, fair play to her, introducing Linda McGregor and Denise to the team. Denise is our first international consultant. So fantastic to have you on board, Denise, all the way in Cairns in Australia. So we're very excited to have you there. And next we had Lindsay Halliday, who joined, who introduced Claire Wade to the joys of My Secret Kitchen. Lindsay, both Claire and Lindsay are part of Laura Harkin's team. Next from Team Peace, we have two from Team Peace. Pamela introduced Leanne Gray up north, and also as well Verona herself introduced Bernard Thorberg to the team. So great to see that, guys. Well done. Linda Fuzzard in Fiona's team introduced Janet. Del Blythe has herself is very excited and animated at the moment, has introduced the lovely Amanda, and Susan Nichols as well has introduced Carolyn Menem. So delighted to see you girls sharing the business, and also as well to see these new names coming on board. So that is fantastic. Well done, you guys. Congratulations to those who have joined up and taking part of that new MSK journey. We're here to support you by way of webinars, by way of the team Facebook page as well, so make sure you're included in that. Go look us out if you're listening to this for the first time. And we definitely do welcome all your input and suggestions, questions, anything at all. So delighted to have you guys on board. Okay, team sales. So this is all the first line teams. So this is all the teams where there's no leader between, say in my case, myself and anyone in my team. Anyone that has no leader between me and them is considered my first line team or my personal team. So in that team we had 10,429 PV. Next was Team Penman with 4,096. Team McDermott is 3,149. Well done. Obviously Pam and Leslie featuring heavily in that. So well done, you guys. Congratulations to Team Peace, who came in 4th, and Team Nichols, who came in 5th with their PV. So again, as we're seeing it, the numbers are going up month by month, which is a great thing to see as well, given the fact that we had an increase of March. We had January to February, February to March, March to April, so it's increasing bit by bit, so it's good to see that as well. And also bearing in mind we had Easter in there, so and Easter spreading across both March and April, so good to see the increase in April, so definitely positive signs there. Okay, and this is my beloved Comfort Zone Avoidance Award. Who is it this month? This is an award we give out each month. Well, I give it out to people who have been in touch with me and let me know what's been going on with them, and just a realization that your comfort zone is actually a very, very limiting place to be. So I like to recognize those who I see stepping outside their own comfort zone. Now, I have to say I was tied between two people this month, and I have awarded it to both, actually. So in the first instance, I want to acknowledge Angela Volpe. Well done, Angela, because Angela, I love the fact Angela is in constant contact with me, which I know she thinks she's been a nuisance. You're not, Angela. I love it. Absolutely love the fact that you're engaged, you're interactive, you're getting in touch with me and letting me know what's happening. But Angela was the very first person, as I mentioned earlier, to sign our first international team member. So I'm really excited by that. So well done to you for introducing, I think was it Edwin's cousin, I believe, all the way from Australia. So fantastic. So that is one of the Comfort Zone Avoidance Awards going out this month. And the second, I think, needs to go to a lady called Mrs. Fiona Joseph. Now, let me tell you about Fiona. Fiona, every now and again, will message me and says, come on, Sharon, give me a call. I need to kick up the bum. And Fiona got a little bit of a kick up the bottom. At her request, I hasten to add, earlier this week when myself and Colleen called her from Ireland. And in that time frame, she got her finger out, as she would say herself, and it was fantastic to speak to her then on Friday. And in the 48 hours that as she'd spoken to her, she said, yeah, I've done okay, I think. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah, I've added 3 events and 2 tastings to the month of May, and I've added the same to June. So whatever she had in the diary then, that's not what she put in the diary. That's not all she had. That's what she added to it in 48 hours. So 6 events and 4 tastings in 48 hours. So a fair play to Fiona, a recognition for a job well done there. And that's a good turnaround. If every single one of us put that kind of focus into our business and turn it around like that, I think we'd all be fighting for that top spot in the recognition. So well done to you for your Comfort Zone Avoidance Award for this month. So a pat on the back and well done, guys. Okay, moving on then. Diary dates. Okay, as you're going through this, I want you to have a think. What have you implemented from the roadshow? So we're going to come back and look at this at the end of this screen. But so at the moment, have a think, and I want you to type in the question section just something. What have you implemented from the roadshow? What's been your takeaway? Colleen and Melissa met many of you as you travelled around the UK. So Colleen, Melissa, what were your thoughts on the roadshows?
Can I just say I absolutely loved being over there and in everybody's presence. Your energy and your way of being is just completely different to here in Australia. I loved it. I loved the energy and I loved the passion and the excitement of what's to come over there as well. I thought it was really, really cool. Thank you.
You're very welcome. It's been superb. I know there's been a massive amount of feedback from everybody, and so much of it was so, it was just inspiring. There was so much. I know what I took away from it. So I'm hoping you guys are going to start typing in a few points now that I can read out after this, because I haven't got any yet. So please feel free to pop up any points you'd like to make about what you've learned. I want to just, while you're thinking of that, I'm going to talk through a couple of points here. First off, I'm doing a training here Monday the 30th of May in the evening, 7:30 start, prompt start, and I'm going to do a training looking at freezer fills and obviously onto flavour stacks as well. For those of you who can't make Edinburgh, Central Belt of Scotland, I do live in Edinburgh, for those who don't know where I live, the intention is to record this as well. So fear not, you'll be able to watch it at a later point. But I would encourage as many of you as can do try to make it along, okay? The next team webinar will be, and this is a change to the original diary date, Wednesday the 15th of June. That'll be at 8:30 p.m. Okay, so do note that that is a change of date. It wasn't a Tuesday, but now due to I think some parent thing I need to go to. It's now on Wednesday the 15th of June, a day later, okay? Pointing out to you about UK Convention. The 20th and 24th of August will be our convention dates in Manchester. So that will be our national convention, which will be led by Colleen, different Ian. Colleen, and also with Melissa is coming across for that, which is very, very exciting. Not only that, but we have a speaker by the name of Belinda Ellsworth. Now, I know many of you may or may not have heard of her before, but Belinda Ellsworth, some of you may know, she is an absolute legend in the direct selling industry. Her trainings are the ones that everybody pays hundreds to go and see, okay? You need to pay a mere £30 for the UK convention to go and listen to this lady speak, okay? It is a fantastic opportunity, and it's a major, major win for us that she's going to come over to the UK to talk to us. I'm pointing out as well that on the 19th will be Leaders Convention, okay? Melissa, I take it Leaders, when you pay your £30 for convention, that covers Leaders as well as the regular convention?
Correct, yes.
Excellent, okay. So, and then I like the fact that My Secret Kitchen / Yaya make it as transparent as they always do with everything, but also as easy for us to attend. So UK Convention, there is a registration fee of £30, and if you would like to attend the gala dinner, and that is optional, you can do so, and that is an additional, I think it's an additional £35 for the gala dinner, but that very much is your choice, okay? As well, I will point out to you that all founding leaders will be invited to an exclusive cocktail party, which will be hosted by Colleen. That will be there are 25 founding leader spaces, most of which are still available, I hasten to add. So at the moment, there aren't that many of us going to the cocktail party. So every one of the leaders on this call, be aware that I have a very focused idea at the moment that I'm working towards by getting as many of you guys along as possible to the Founding Leaders Cocktail Party in August. So more on that later. We have our Leaders webinar this coming week, Wednesday the 10th, so I'm looking forward to speaking to as many of you as I can then. Okay, boot camp as well as a lot of questions. Oh, sorry, I'm just getting a couple of questions here. Susan Nichols is asking, would I recommend consultants attend both days? Where at all possible, then the 20th and 21st, yes, Susan, I would recommend consultants would attend both days where at all possible. The the convention, the cost of the convention covers both, so if people can come, most definitely do. Okay, also underneath that we've mentioned boot camp. Now, there's a couple of question marks about this, and somebody actually has asked, Tara has asked, what's boot camp? It sounds painful. Melissa, would you like to mention a few points about boot camp?
Absolutely. So we have a rule about boot camp, and that is that what happens at boot camp stays at boot camp. It is an amazing experience, and if it's okay, Sharon, we have somebody on the call that was actually at the last boot camp
I know.
with me just a couple of weeks ago, so perhaps we can ask her for a little bit of a testimonial without giving anything away about what she took away from boot camp. That might help.
Excellent.
Leslie, are you there?
Leslie is here, and I'm just going to unmute her just now. Leslie, you're already muted at your end, and you're actually on my same wavelength because I'd asked Leslie to say a few words. So, Leslie, would you like to share with us what you've taken away from boot camp and how you're feeling afterwards?
Yes, it was amazing, actually. I don't know what I was expecting. It wasn't what I was expecting, even though I don't know what it was. But it was absolutely fantastic, and if you get the opportunity to go to boot camp, you must do it. It was just fantastic. Was it a bit painful? Yeah, I suppose it might have been a little bit painful. It was hard work.
Not in a physical sense.
No, absolutely not. No, it was hard work, and it was it wasn't particularly an easy experience. I think I'm allowed to say that. But it was fantastic, and if you get the opportunity, really seriously go. It is life-changing.
How do you feel it's going to impact yourself and your business now that you've come away from that?
Oh, I was really worried, actually, because I left boot camp absolutely fired up and ready to go, and I was really concerned that when I got home it was going to, reality would hit and all the positivity that I was feeling would go. And there's been a little bit of that, but not really. I'm still fired up. I really want this to be something that I do as my living now, rather than just as a little sideline. And this time next year, I will not be working in my full-time job.
Excellent.
So,
you and I have spoken about that, and we're going to actively put plans in place to work towards that. That's
it. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. Who would you say would be suitable then to go along to boot camp? Who do you think would it be suitable for?
Everyone.
Everyone.
Everyone and anyone. Yeah, because the people that were there on this boot camp, it was really interesting, actually, because there were people that I would never have had the opportunity to meet, really. I knew one person that was there as well, and the people that were there were all levels. And it was really, it was good to take experience from everybody that was there. And Melissa's just incredible. So if you get the chance to work with her, you have to do it.
Superb. Thank you so much for that, Leslie.
Very welcome.
Thank you very much, darling. Okay.
Can I just add to that? Is that all right, Sharon?
Yeah,
Sorry
please
to interrupt.
do. Yes, Melissa.
So you heard Leslie mention that it's a little bit painful. It's a good painful. It's not a bad painful. It's more about opening your eyes out, and I heard Sharon mention a little bit about that comfort zone previously and the awards. I love that idea, Sharon. Can I just say that is awesome? I loved that.
Good.
But it is a little bit about stretching outside of that. That is all I will say. It's about getting a little bit uncomfortable and looking at things from a different perspective.
Cool. Excellent. I think it was the best way of kind of describing it, like almost like investing some time in some personal development, and it's a personal development that will affect your life, not only your work environment, but your life in general.
I think that you can take anything away from what we did at boot camp and what we do at boot camp and implement it in all areas of your life. Absolutely. It's not just about your business or just about any one thing in particular. It's an overall learning experience that will help you to move forward.
Superb. And
Definitely.
do we have any provisional dates or definite dates or anything for the next UK boot camp?
So I actually didn't have any plans to come back this year, but considering having been there and met all of you and been asked by a few when I was coming back, I haven't had the conversation with my husband yet, but I have hinted at it, and by the looks of it, I will be back for UK convention and for leaders, and so therefore boot camp will be the couple of days before leaders. So leaders is the 19th, so it's 18th, so it will start on the 17th around 2 o'clock.
Okay.
And then we will finish in time to go straight to leaders, so it'll go back to back.
Okay, excellent. So we're looking at the afternoon of the 17th, all day on the 18th, and the morning of the 19th for the next boot camp. Well, I can tell you here now, I'm signed up for that. I'm going to be coming to that one, okay, Melissa, so I'm a definite.
Woohoo! Yay! Awesome.
Although I haven't mentioned it here yet, says she quietly. But, so,
nor have I, it's okay.
So can you tell me what's the qualification for boot camp?
Absolutely. It's bronze in qualification and above.
Okay, so bronze in qualification. So what that would mean is that to be a bronze in qualification, that you would be doing, you as individually would be doing 1,000 PV in a month. You would have 4 active personally signed sponsors yourself, and also your team would have hit 4,000 PV total sales, not including your sales. Okay, so I know a few people are asking here, how do you get the chance to go to boot camp? That's what the qualifications are just now. If anybody is interested, please do let me know. I will happily work with anyone who wants to make this occasion. Clearly, I'll be driving down from Edinburgh. Our kids here go back to school on the morning of the 17th, so that's excellent. So I'll be able to drop them and then have plenty of time to head down to Manchester. So it will just segue nicely. Okay, more details on that to follow, but get the dates in the diary, and if you are interested, make sure you let me know. Okay, now thank you for that, Melissa.
You're welcome.
Very briefly as well, many of you know that we launched in the Republic of Ireland. I have to say the response was fantastic. Really, really good response. We had 3 days, one in Dublin, one in Cork, and one in Galway. A whistle-stop tour of 3 big cities in Ireland. Well, Cork's not that big, but anyway, not in the grand scheme of things. But we were delighted. We had kits there. Colleen got to meet some fantastic people there. We were doing tastings. Yeah, it was really good fun. So you'll have seen some of the people who have joined up already. There's still some people who are considering it and have in communication with as well. So watch this space. It's been something I've been waiting for. If anybody needs me to speak to anybody over there as well, or people who are interested who want to host a tasting first and then sign, that's absolutely fine. Let me know. I'll go over. I'll do the tasting. Then they'll sign up underneath you. Not a problem. Happy to do that, and that can be their launch show. Yeah, not a problem with that one. So please pass on any contacts that you wish me to contact on your behalf, or anything, if there's people you want to talk it through with me. Okay, so let's move on then. Okay, also as well, I would point out to you as well for our new edition in Cairns, we have the Australian dates for the convention over there, which is July 22nd to 24th in the Gold Coast. I'm assuming the 22nd will be, again, Leaders' Day, 23rd, 24th being for consultants. Okay, and also as well, the UK one will cover the Republic of Ireland as well for now. The plan is that we will have enough numbers by this time next year so that we will warrant to have a Republic of Ireland convention. So, yes, so all people are covered, all markets. Right, moving on then. A couple of topics I wanted to mention. Okay, last month we talked about the inform versus the invite. Okay, so the difference between just telling somebody about something and actually making the point of extending the invitation. So I can tell you about, oh, that My Secret Kitchen is fantastic, we don't work to any job schedules, and you set your own work schedule, and you work as much or as little as you want, and you know, you start on 25% commission, that goes up over time. All of that is great information, but until I say to somebody, is this something you would be interested in finding out more about? I need to extend that invite. People just think I'm talking, okay? And I'm just getting quite boring, really. So inform versus invite. I would like to point out as well, I did put up a word choices document on the team page. Thank you to Morven MacDonald, who is the one person who liked the post. The other 41 people who saw it, I'm assuming you obviously would have looked at it, printed it off, looked and etc. So if you could look out that printout of the thing that I put time and effort into putting together, and challenge yourself, look out and find 5 new word choices you'd like to put in place this month. Okay? This is yours for the making, girls and boys. So you have an opportunity here to take a look. If you go onto the team page, click on files, you'll find it. It's close to the top. Some word choices at order time. These can be used throughout the show at order time and also as well at tabletops as well. And so it both covers sponsoring and it also covers bookings. Okay, if you're sitting there thinking to yourself, I want more bookings for my tabletops or I want more bookings for my tastings, that's your starting point. Okay. Also as well, have you been telling people about the fact that they can have a kit for 10 quid? So we have a great opportunity here to spread the word from My Secret Kitchen and Yaya. Okay. If you speak to somebody that don't know what My Secret Kitchen is about, just tell them, get the kit for £10. You have it there and your only obligation is to try a tasting. Do a tasting at home, just invite a dozen friends and family around, sit around, make some dips, try the food. Quite often you might just be surprised as to who will come along and join in, who will say to themselves, actually, yeah, quite like this, it's easy, I could do this. You might find that there are people who are interested in doing tastings. There might be people who are only interested in doing Facebook shows. I can tell you about 2 people, Olivia Cannard and Terry Henshaw. They are 2 people who only do Facebook shows. Okay, did any of you listen in to the webinar that went on? The recording is out there, I think, still. I think it's available just till today. Yeah? Anyone listening on that? A great, great webinar on how to do Facebook shows. Some top tips. Yeah, Verona, I knew you'd be on it. That was brilliant. Verona said it was absolutely awesome. If you have time tonight, go online, listen to it before it expires, okay? It's not going to be there forever. I think today is our last day, okay? Don't just think, if you go out and do tastings, don't think they're the only kind of people you can offer the kit to, okay? You can offer the kit to anyone. Okay, somebody who's in a brand new area and just say, help me spread the MSK gospel here. Help me spread the love. These worldwide flavors coming to your doorstep. Okay, so don't broaden your horizons, widen your perspective, and see as well that there are a lot of people who will do this in other ways than you will as well. Okay, I've a lady who's interested in joining, and all she wants to do is work the flavor stack angle. That's it. She's only interested in signing up people. That's fine too. Okay, next one. All new consultants who are on this webinar live and all the ones who are listening to it after the event, please make a point of connecting with either myself or your upline leader within the next week, okay? The way the business works is that we will never be down your throat trying to tell you about X, Y, and Z about the business, okay? It's very much a business where it's what you want and what you want from it. So do connect with us. It's a two-way street, and we'll work in conjunction together. So I would actively encourage new consultants to make contact with me and or their upline leader within the next week, okay? I'm putting together a little bit of a new program with regards to new consultants as well, so I really would be keen to get your feedback on it too. Okay, right. Inspiration Station, when's the last time you logged on? Okay, it's worth definitely logging on to that and looking at new webinars. Have you listened to one lately? We may have had a flurry of activity when you started. These trainings are very much in your control. You have an opportunity here to identify, okay, I need to work on bookings, I need to work on host coaching, I need to work on different aspects of it. All these webinars are there for you to listen to, okay? They are fantastic. I think it's an amazing vehicle to have there for training, and I would actively encourage each and every one of you to put time aside. So it's very much like we're talking about personal development and business development. Put some business development aside every week, I would say to you, take an hour a week, and be that something that you go online and you listen to the training, and you put things in place. Listen to a different recording. It might be different people might have a different slant. You could hear things differently by hearing, say for example, Melissa doing a training versus listening to I don't know, Colleen might be doing one. So you'll pick up different things, and Kirsten doing one. You'll pick up different things from different people's interpretations of it, okay? This is in your control. This is you who own that. Again, the training, none of us is forced down your throat, and it is as much or as little as you want and when you want it. But do take the time to put that time aside, okay? Now, what I'm going to say to you now, everybody grab your phone or whatever. I want you to either email me, Facebook me, text me, whatever you want, but message me now with the one thing you feel you'd like help with. What is the one thing right now you'd like help with? Okay, I want you to grab your phone, jump online, okay, so it's okay, I can see the ones that are inactive, so it's okay to go non-attentive. So go in non-attentive now and go and check on that, okay? Oh, Jing, sorry. Excellent, okay, some arriving in already, fabulous. That is great. Thank you, Leslie. That is fantastic. Good, excellent to see those comments coming in already. Fantastic. Thanks, Susan. Great. So keep those coming in. I won't comment on them just now, but keep those coming in. Okay, I'm just very conscious of the time. I'm going to finish up in 1 second, but I want to tell you about May. I am a huge believer that there are certain months of the year that you will hugely benefit from putting in a little bit of extra effort, okay? That extra effort, I think, one of those months is January, one of those months is May, and the next one is August, okay? Why does May count? Why is May important? If you were to be really laser focused, that bit more diligent, sticking things in your diary and keeping to that timetable, okay? I would strongly advise May being a month that really does count, and it really does add benefit and add value. Why, you may ask? Okay, what you do in May, so say for example, like we talked about Fiona. Fiona picked up the phone and got in touch with people, and she booked in 3 tabletops and 2 more tastings, okay, over and above what she has. So what those can do is they're boosting her May diary, okay, which is great, okay. Some of the ones that she may have tried to get into May will have slipped into June just because somebody said, oh, I want a Friday, and Fiona's fully booked. All her Fridays are booked. Fantastic, okay, we'll put her into June. June is coming up to the summer holidays. So in Scotland, we finish the end of June. So, and down in England, I know you guys finish mid-July. So people are starting to think in June, people are starting to think about the summer holidays, and you'll start to hear the lingo, oh yeah, I am keen to book, but after the holidays. So if you have a strong May and June, strong May, and put the effort into May, you will book your June, and those who don't book the June may already slip into your August, okay? The effort you put into May will also affect your July as well. Okay, so you're actually built in the sense that you will get 1 or 2 bookings here in Scotland in July. The tabletops as well. This is why I think this business is so much different and so better for us than previous companies some of us may or may not have worked with, is the fact that the tabletops, how many summer fairs, fetes, events are there? Okay, so much happens in the summertime. June, July and August, they're all over the place. So get onto the webinar for events, fairs, tabletops, etc. Listen to it. Start booking them in. This is a great opportunity. Pay 10 quid for a table at your local school, or say, for example, you're really wanting to get into an area that's half an hour away and you've never done a tasting there. Go find the school, find the summer fair, get yourself a table. Okay? Always ask first, can I just check, is there another MSK consultant there? Okay, so check it out. Okay, find what's available. So use May as a real building block. Okay, you'll build your summer, but you'll also build into a strong autumn as well. Okay, and I can't emphasize that enough. Okay, so Melissa, was there anything you'd add with regards to May? Do you think that's my logic is sound, or what are your thoughts?
Absolutely, I definitely do agree. For us, it's we have our a huge holiday break at the end of the year, but that's our summer. So I know you guys are coming into summer. The thing is, and here as well, we have the same thing with holidays when they come up. Oh, you know, it's school holidays, it's school holidays, it's school holidays. And I don't want to do it during the holidays, let's do it afterwards. The thing that I tend to say to them is that, you know what, if we do it of an evening, the kids would have been home anyway. Do you know what I mean? So it's not necessarily having to do it during the day in the holidays, but to still maintain in the evenings when the kids are settled, they're at home and all of that sort of thing. So I do know that people tend to go away for school holidays, but there's still people that stay home as well. Be careful not to allow the holidays to become an excuse for you to not continue to move forward in your business, because that in itself can have a detrimental effect for the rest of the year, which is not what you want to do. So if you can still keep those bookings into your diary in that time frame, and you host coach them and you give them a reason to not want to postpone, so you make it fun, you make it full of energy and excitement, and really let them know about, you know, advantages and the benefits of having that tasting during that time. And then the opportunities for the Facebook parties, the freezer fillers, and all of those sorts of things as well. There's so many different ways. So the holidays is not an excuse unless you make it one. Correct. To not move your business forward.
Can I just say as well, just to say, my son Sean has come up with an idea. He really likes the idea of the freezer. Well, he's enjoyed the dinners that came from the freezer fills. And he said to me the other day, Mum, could me and our pals do a freezer fill? And I said, well, yeah. Some of his pals are some of the mums I know, and he talked to the lads, and they seemed keen. They quite fancied the idea, and I spoke to the mums, and they went, yeah, sure, yeah, you can have my kid for 3 hours, and I'll pay for him to fill the freezer. So it looks like that either maybe later this month or early next month, I'll be doing a Saturday afternoon or a bank holiday Monday with a whole pile of teenage children in my kitchen. You know, why do we have to target the parents? Have you got teenage kids? I think that's a great idea. One of the things I want to do is a freezer fill. Oh, Leslie has come up with a fantastic idea. There you go. Newbies going to university. Come August, okay, all the kids are starting at uni. Why don't they come along and get some basic culinary expertise if they haven't been taught that already by their parents, and go have the freezers filled ready to go off to uni. They can split them up into, you know, small, that's what, 8 meals for 4 people, so they can split it up into 32 meals each, right? A great idea. So also as well, Angela Volpe says, freezer fills are amazing to do before self-catering holidays. My friend took a whole load of food that fed them for the week. That is a fantastic idea, and well done. I like that a lot. So, you know, you're only limited by your own imagination here. So make May count, and you will reap the rewards of that going into June, July, August, and then, as I said, into the autumn months as well. Okay, right. Anyway, I'll whistle on, if that's okay. I'm going to tell you quickly about Chat with Sharon. Chat with Sharon is going to be a feature for the month of May. It is a Zoom online video meeting. It'll take 30 minutes, and what it's going to happen is I will post a link on the Spice Girls and Boys page. You will simply need to click on it. Okay, it'll download a little bit of software, and then we will set anybody who wants to have any questions, any issues. I'm just making myself available to every one of you at least once a week. Okay, so anybody can join this conversation at any point. Okay, these are the dates I have set up. So I've tried to vary them, one evening, 3 daytime. So that it suits as many people as possible. But it's an opportunity to come online, talk to me. All you need is a webcam, or actually I think you can just come on as audio. I will be on webcam as well, so I'll try and brush my hair and wash my face beforehand. But it's simply a chance to come online, talk with me. Will be on. You'll see it. It's a bit like the Brady Bunch, where you see all the different faces in each of the screens. Okay. As you can turn off your video if you do not wish to show video. That's absolutely fine too. But this is a chance just to connect with me. If you have any questions, if you have any issues, whatever, that's absolutely fine. And I welcome the opportunity to speak to each and every one of you. So anytime you want to join that, do come along. I would actively encourage newbies as well within the team. Okay, so if you can, do a screen grab of that just now, a print screen or a screen grab, or if you're on your phone, do a little whatever thingy, double button press thingy, says she with the technical terminology for whatever that is. But I'll put these up on the team page as well. Okay, so this is a new thing. I will trialing it for the month of May. So we've got, if there's enough uptake on it, we'll continue it. So I've got 4 dates there for May. It'll continue on to June, and we'll take it from there. Okay, now moving on. Oh yes, put the dates in your diary, please. Right, so next we have the deliciously lovely Malissa Roberts, who's an Infinity director. Just to give you a little bit of background, Melissa was the first consultant. So we talk about us being new to MSK and MSK being new to the UK and Republic of Ireland. Melissa was the first ever Yaya consultant in Australia. And today, then 6 years later, 2015, this lady and her organisation had a total of 10 million plus in PV. Okay, so which is an absolutely phenomenal thing, I have to say. Melissa is somebody who inspires me, and she and I kind of connected when I was out there in February, and I had invited her to come on this call to talk to you a little bit just now. So on this note, I'm going to hand you over to Melissa. And Melissa, can we do this in about 10 minutes, do you think?
Absolutely. I will do a run through very, very quickly. Thank you for the introduction. That was beautiful. And yes, I did have the honor and the opportunity to be the very first consultant. And those of you that I met in the roadshows did get the opportunity to hear that from me, and I shared a little bit of my story. So I did want to just retouch, and I know that I did mention the pioneer attitude in some of my talks at, well, my little testimonials, I should say. They weren't really talks, but my testimonials at the roadshows. And I do believe that Sharon has also spoken to you about having the pioneer attitude as well. But if you can just click through the slides for me, Sharon, that would be amazing. So what does a pioneer mean? In the dictionary, it means a person who is among the first to explore or settle a new country or area, or to develop or be the first to use or apply a new method, area of knowledge or activity. So in both of those, in one way, shape or form, you people over there on the floor now are the pioneers of your country with My Secret Kitchen. Would you agree?
Yep.
So what does that mean? What are some of the attributes that pioneers have? And before we click to the next screen, let's see what some people put in there. So what would be something that you would think, what would be an attitude that a pioneer would have? If you can read any out that somebody types in, Sharon, that would be great.
Do that. Yep. Leslie Marriott says no fear.
Yep.
Pioneer has no fear. Okay, good. Anyone else? Any qualities you would think a pioneer would have? Positivity. Tara says positivity. Anne-Marie says completely open-minded. Leslie, well, Leslie has actually come along and said no fear, or actually more ignores their fears. It's the,
correct.
What is it? Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Absolutely.
I would say a hunger and a sense of adventure.
Yep, most definitely. Absolutely. So some of the things that I came up with for attributes were commitment. So they're extremely committed to making a difference, to growing whatever it is that they are wanting to do. So for Australia, the pioneers came out and they settled the land, yeah? They're very determined. So I know I'll use my grandfather as an example. When he wanted to come from Italy to Australia, he came out and he was extremely determined to build a better life for my nonna and my mother. So, you know, he came out here with that same sort of pioneer attitude of creating a new start in another country and built a home and settled his land over here and then brought his family out. Extremely focused. Focus, focus, focus is the key for anything and everything. They're hardworking, they're strong as well as strong-willed, they're extremely courageous, and they're risk takers. So that comes back to what Leslie said of feeling the fear and doing it anyway. So another acronym for fear is false evidence appearing real, or face everything and rise up. Yeah?
Yeah.
So there's so many different acronyms for the word fear. I like the false evidence appearing real because it's a belief system. I believe, my perspective of it is that it's a belief system that has been created within us at some stage that puts an element of fear on different things for different people, depending on the circumstances we found ourselves in our own lives, which creates a belief system, yeah? So some of the things that you guys added in there as well was the things that you said just before, so hardworking,
Positivity, completely open mind.
positivity, all of those sorts of things as well. Definitely.
Amanda has always said somebody who looks forward, not back.
Correct. So that forward focus, that determination and persistence are extremely important. Knowing what you want, facing the fear, and going for it anyway. So if you can click to the next slide for me, Sharon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. There.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. So, no, go back one. Yeah, awesome. So here's something that I want you to have a think about. Most people, when they come up with something new, the first thing they say is, what is it and how can I do it? Would you agree?
Yeah.
How do I get my bookings? How do I host coach? How do I bring new people in? How do I do this? What do I have to do? What does it look like? What is it going to create? All of that sort of things. Those are generally the questions that people ask. Would you agree?
Yep.
So what if we flipped that around, and instead of starting from the how do we do it or what is it that we want to do, we ask ourselves the questions, why do we want to do it? So now that you're all consultants and leaders in this company, and it's an amazing company full of opportunity, my question to you is, why are you on the call? Why have you made the commitment on a Sunday night to take the time and put in the effort and the energy to be away from your families or other things that you need to be doing to be on this call? Why? Not how or what is it you want to get from it or how you got on the call, but my question to you is why? Why are you on the call? Why do you want to be a pioneer with My Secret Kitchen and make a difference in your life and the life of others? Why? Does anybody want to share?
Leslie Marriott is saying to share ideas and to learn from others.
Okay. Beautiful. Thanks, Leslie. Anyone else?
Okay, I think some people are typing. Basically, Verona says the reason she's on the call is to better her family life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, I get that completely with Verona. My own motivation, apart from the fact I'm leading it, but it wouldn't be much of a webinar for the others if there was nobody here presenting it. But apart from that, the reason that I'm happy to give up a Sunday evening and to give time to doing this is because I believe in MSK, and I actually believe even more in the Spice Girls and Boys as a team, as an organization, because we have so much to offer MSK.
Yep.
A few others coming in here, if I can read. Hilary has said to make a living too because I believe in the products. Tara has said the reason she's on the call is she wants it to help motivate her. Michaela McDermott says so inspired by the values of MSK and I want to be part of it, so I'm here to learn how. You are a
Beautiful.
part of it, Michaela. You are a huge part of it.
I was just about to say exactly the same thing, so you took the words right out of my mouth there, Sharon. Thank you.
Fiona.
Okay, so
Yeah, Fiona has said motivation from others, and Pauline has said to grow, develop, and remain focused.
okay, so my next question again is why? Why do you want to do that? Like, what does it mean? When you have a why you want to do it, the how-tos become more apparent, and then you have an understanding of what it is that you want to create, instead of doing it the other way around and asking the questions, what is it, how do I do it, and then we very rarely ask ourselves the reason why we want to do it. Does that make sense?
No, that does make sense, yeah.
I always say if you start with the bigger picture in mind. So start with the picture. What is it that you want to create? Is it that you want to earn £500 a month? Is that going to make a difference for you in your life? Some people said they wanted to make a difference for their family. They wanted to create more income, yeah? So how much income is it that you want to be able to bring in to make that difference in your life? What does that look like? And why do you want to bring that in? Okay? For me, my why when I started this business, the motivation, the internal motivation that I have was because my husband was unwell. So he got really, really sick really, really quickly, and I was uncertain as to whether he was even going to survive. So I have 5 children, and I needed to be able to create enough income to maintain keeping a roof over my head and clothes on my kids' back and, you know, feeding them and all of that sort of stuff. So that became my why, and then nothing got in my way. Did we face challenges? Absolutely we did. I've been through the mill with Your Inspiration at Home, My Secret Kitchen. We went into huge backorder issues. I did my first party without my kit on my catalogue. You know, we had challenges all the time that are coming up. And I always say anything that is worth fighting for is worth the effort, because there's always rewards attached to it on the other side. Okay? Always rewards attached to it at the other side. But you can't become dependent on having that outside motivation there for you all the time. Yes, Sharon is amazing and I love her to pieces, and I have so much to learn from her. And I'm here and Kristen's there and Colleen's there, and we have the webinars and we have all of that sort of stuff there, and we can give you all the how-tos on how to create that. But if you're uncertain on why you even want to put in the effort, none of the how-tos will help. When your intention for My Secret Kitchen is clear, all of the mechanisms will fall into place and they'll all appear before you, because then you find that pioneer attitude, the determination, the focus, the positivity, all of the other things that we just spoke about. And I'll repeat that, when that why is clear, the intention is clear, the mechanism will appear. Nothing is a challenge, because you find a way to overcome those challenges, because you have that reason inside you to keep moving forward. If you can click to the next slide, Sharon, please.
Sure.
So obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it, go through it, or work around it. And that's Michael Jordan, you know, the famous dude, basketball player, I think he was.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Oh, he's basketball.
Yeah. Basketball, yeah.
Can I just add?
And it's so, go ahead.
Do you know, when I read this, when you'd email me your slides to add to this, I saw this and it reminded me of a book that the kids had. You know the one, I don't know if you remember, it's Going on a Bear Hunt. It's called The Bear Hunt.
Yes.
And
we do have that.
Yeah. And they keep running into challenges, but it's either, you know, we've got to go around it, we've got to go through it, we've got to go under it, you know, there's all, but the thing is, they hit obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, and at no point in the book do they go, actually no, let's just bail out of this bear hunt's ridiculous. And in the end they get what they want, they get to find the bear, and then they hit success. Fair enough.
Absolutely.
It's a scary success because it's a scary bear. But every single obstacle, the attitude and the mindset, that's why it reminded me of that story. On you go.
And it's very, very true, and it's a perfect analogy, Sharon, because that's the honest truth. We get to choose at what point we let the wall knock us down. We get to choose at what point we let life's challenges stop us from achieving what it is that we want to achieve. Tony Robbins says, does everybody know who Tony Robbins is? He's a huge mentor of mine. I've done all of his trainings except for one, which I'm about to do in June. So he always says, when you find yourself in the midst of frustration, in the heat of frustration, you're only ever 2 millimeters away from breakthrough. But it's your choice whether you choose to go through it, go over it, go around it, go under it, or to let it stop you in your tracks. 2 millimeters away from frustration. Yeah? You get to choose what it is you want to do. But nothing worth fighting for, it's always worth it at the end of the day. And I'm a perfect example of that. A perfect example of the obstacles and the challenges that we've created, that we've not created, but, and we do create some of them, but the obstacles and the challenges that appear before us, it's our mindset. Do you want to go through it? And when that why, that intention, that reason that you're doing MSK is strong enough, the obstacles will not get in your way. I promise.
Hillary,
Next slide, please.
sure, Hillary's just made a fabulous comment here. She said, one of my son's teachers got the class to write down the things they couldn't do. Then she shredded them. Then she said there's nothing they couldn't do. They came out of school walking tall that day. I love that.
Absolutely. And so I challenge you to do the same thing. Because there's no such thing as can't.
Correct. It's a
And there's no
four-letter
such
word.
thing as try. There's absolutely no such thing as try. So if you throw a pen on a floor and you say to somebody, try and pick it up, they can't try. They either will or they won't. It becomes a choice. Everything in life is a choice. You choose to go through it or you choose to allow it to stop you. So you know all these things you've always, all those things you've always wanted to do, you should do them because there's nothing stopping you to go out there and create it. If I can create a $10 million organization in 6 years with Your Inspiration at Home, My Secret Kitchen, being a ground floor company with no experience, nobody knew how to do what we were doing. Colleen didn't know how to be the CEO of a company. She'd never had her own direct selling company before. I sure as hell didn't know what I was doing with most of the stuff, and I still don't know what I'm doing. It's all a learning experience every single day for me. Every single day there's a learning curve in there. Yeah? I choose to use it as a learning curve. Nobody knew. The leaders had no idea how to be leaders. Well, and I'm not suggesting that they weren't leaders in the past, but I'm saying within Your Inspiration at Home, with the product that we were using, with the environment that we found ourselves in, it was brand new for all of us. We had no idea what we were doing. But we kept moving forward. We kept putting one foot in front of the other. If we can create a $10 million organization in 6 years in Australia, what can you guys do in the UK with you've got so much more population there, yeah? You guys are the pioneers. You get to create what it is that you want to create if you know what it is and why you want to do that. The next slide. Tony Robbins always says, if it is ever a should, make it a must. If you feel you should go and be parent helper at your kids' school, then you must go and be a parent helper at your kids' school. If you feel you should make £500 a month to contribute to your family's income and make a difference, then you must earn that much money. How do you take it from being a should and make it a must? And when you do that, that's when you build self-belief and confidence and really start to make a difference. So whether we see a roadblock or a bridge depends on our view on life. With a positive outlook, we can turn any obstacle into a stepping stone. And with that, I will say that we are what we focus on. If we look at the negatives in our business, and there's always negatives and there's always positives. My belief system is that in every negative, there is always a positive. Let's use the OMG, because I know that that was a big thing while I was over there. If you get caught on the fact that OMG may be out of stock, and so therefore your business is in detriment because there's no OMG to sell, then guess what's going to happen? Your business is going to fall down. But let's flip it. And if you look at it from a point, you know what? Blood orange, mango and guava is out of stock, and yes, that's absolutely disappointing because it's an amazing and phenomenal product, but that means that I get to showcase this product for you this month, and I'm really excited about this because it's this, and this. I promise I'll let you know when the OMG comes back into stock, but this is an amazing product as well. You've got how many other products to use in your catalog? How many other products to sell in your catalog? It'll only become an issue if you make it one. Yeah? And I love OMG. It's one of my favorite products.
But the thing is, though, Melissa, the way I looked at it is, oh my God, how fantastic is it that we have a product that is so popular, we cannot keep up with the demand. And that's in essence what happened, is that we could not keep up with the demand of the product. Two things happened, right? So one of the ingredients was, we had an issue with one of the ingredients, and Colleen refused to drop her standard and make a substandard product. So we waited for that ingredient to come in. And also as well,
Yep.
the fact that the product is so popular, we literally are struggling to keep up with the production of it. You know,
Oh, I'm hearing
is that
you.
a good problem to have?
Absolutely it is. But that comes from a positive perspective. Yeah?
Yeah.
And so there lies the difference. The company will not compromise on the quality of its product.
Here, here.
They will delete a product, no matter how popular it is. They will delete it if they cannot maintain the quality and standards of the product. It is extremely important, and is part of our grounding, to maintain that high level of product. Yeah, that's what people love. So I love that, but it's a positive perspective. It's the spin. Do you know what I'm saying? So you are what you focus on. If you focus on it from that perspective, Sharon, and everybody on the call, then people are going to want to order it anyway, and they're not going to mind waiting.
Yep.
Yeah? They're not going to mind.
But the thing is, attitude is a choice. I really do believe that, because there's days
Absolutely.
I wake up and I don't feel like I want to be in a positive frame of mind for whatever reason, be it personal reasons, I've had a bad night's sleep, whatever. But the thing is, that is my choice for the day. And to be honest with you, I usually, it may take till about 10 o'clock, but I usually can give myself enough of a kick up the arse to sort my headspace out. And it is a choice. It is a choice.
Well, physiology,
Daily basis.
your physiology, yep, definitely. Your physiology makes up 80% of your business.
Yep.
So your energy, your attitude is 80% of your business. The other 20% becomes the product and everything else, how you sell it, what you do with it, and all of that sort of thing. 80% is your attitude. So if you have that pioneer attitude and you're out there and you're going through the obstacles, over the challenges, around the issues, and doing all of those sorts of things with the help and support of your upline leaders and directors, then you guys can create anything that you want to create. Nothing will stop you. And that's what I wanted to come on the call and share with you this evening, because I'm truly committed and truly believe that you guys are, the sky's the limit and beyond. You can create anything you want to create, so don't let it stop you. Go out there, be, do, and have everything that you've ever wanted, and create greatness. Go for gold. Go for everything. Be the best that you can be, and make that difference for yourself and for your families and for the wider community as well.
Okay, would you like me to change slide?
Yeah. I thought that was the last one. Oh, here we go.
I think this needs no talk over. This is, yeah. I like that.
Well, yeah, I don't think this needs anything said to it, but you are built for challenge and greatness. Go out and show the world what you've got. I love that. It's beautiful.
Amen to that.
And with that, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. If there's gentlemen on the call, I can't see who's on the call, but thank you for having me on the call, and thank you for inviting me on, Sharon. It's been an honor.
Well, Melissa, the honour is all with us. I have to say, the fact that you got up at such an early hour of the morning to come and speak to us, I think is fantastic. To the team, I will point out to you as well that Melissa, although technically Melissa is, we're all in Melissa's downline somewhere, we're so far down the pecking order that Melissa actually doesn't earn any money from any of our sales, okay? So she's done this out of nothing but the goodness of her heart. Her attitude herself shines through, how she was the original of the pioneers, but the fact that she cares greatly, and she is the woman who I look at and see the greatness in her and aspire to be like. And so I think we've all massively learned. I've just I'm coming away from this, and I'm just kind of wishing it was much earlier in the night so I could kind of get on with it and do some calls now, because I could feel like I could blast things out of the water. I can't thank you enough, Melissa. Seriously, we'll let you guys let you get back to bed and have hopefully a bit more sleep before your kids awake in the morning. But thank you from me and on behalf of the team. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, so on that,
good night, ladies.
On that note, I'll thank all of you for dialing in. Some of you will recognize this strapline from before. But guys, we are all stronger together, as Melissa has indicated here, coming on the call and helping us for no reason other than out of the goodness of her heart and her belief in the business and belief in just the strength of human goodness. And the fact that we pull together and work together and use each other for support, for bonding, for pushing each other on and motivation, I think is fantastic. Thank you all for dialing in. I'll load up this recording in due course, and I look forward very, very much to seeing and hearing from you all, either through the call, the call with Sharon, also with the training going on towards the end of the month. Okay, cheers for all now. Night night. Goodbye. Love to you all. Mwah.